Vegetations of the heart. There are four main vegetations: rheumatic heart disease, infective endocarditis, non-bacterial thrombotic endocarditis, and Libman-Sack endocarditis. First, let's see about rheumatic heart disease, known as RHD. When there is rheumatic fever, it is acute and immune-mediated multi-system inflammatory disease. So, rheumatic fever is immune-mediated multi-system inflammatory disease, and it occurs after Group A beta hemolytic streptococcal infections. Group A beta hemolytic streptococcal infections. The rheumatic fever causes acute rheumatic carditis, which later progressed to chronic rheumatic heart disease. This is the cause of rheumatic heart disease. Most commonly affects children of 5 to 15 years of age. Pathogenesis. Here, antibodies and CD4 plus T cells, that is T helper cells, are produced against M protein of streptococci, which cross reacts with the host antigen like heart, joints and brain. This phenomenon is called molecular mimicry. This is the pathogenesis of rheumatic heart disease. Most common valve affected is mitral valve followed by aortic valve. And this is an example of type 2 hypersensitivity reaction. The morphological changes seen in rheumatic heart disease. First, pancarditis. It is inflammation of endocardium, myocardium and pericardium, all the three layers of the heart. Endocarditis, myocarditis and pericarditis together is called pancarditis. Second is presence of Aschoff bodies in all the three layers of the heart. The Aschoff bodies are composed of T cells, plasma cells, neutrophils and activated macrophages. These activated macrophages are called Anitschkow cell, which are characteristic of rheumatic heart disease. This is a myocardium. The Aschoff bodies are composed of T cells, plasma cell, collagen and fibrin, and this is the activated macrophage called as Anitschkow cell, and it is also called caterpillar cell because of its appearance. It is similar to a caterpillar. Third is verrucae. The vegetations around the lines of closure of the mitral valve. So the vegetations are called verrucae. They are multiple, small and warty. This is the line of closure of the mitral valve, and these are the vegetations. Small, multiple and warty vegetations called verrucae. Fourth is fish mouth or buttonhole stenosis. This is because of calcification and fibrous bridging around the closure of the mitral valve, which gives it a fish mouth or buttonhole appearance. So this is called fish mouth or buttonhole stenosis. The clinical findings in rheumatic heart disease. The criteria used is modified Jones criteria. The major criteria are migratory polyarthritis. This is the most common seen in RHD. This is non-erosive arthritis which affects large joints. Next is pancarditis. Inflammation of all the three layers of the heart: endocardium, myocardium and pericardium. Next is erythema marginatum. This is a red rash which is most commonly seen in fair individuals, and this spats the face. Next are subcutaneous nodules. These are painless lesions seen on the extensor surfaces of elbows, skin and occiput. And the fifth is Sydenham's chorea. Chorea is purposeless involuntary movements, and the patient is emotionally liable. Next, minor criteria. They include fever, arthralgia, increased levels of acute phase reactants, and prolonged PR interval. The third is evidence. Evidence of group A beta hemolytic streptococcal infections. This is essential for diagnosis of RHD. So for the diagnosis to be made, there should be two major criteria along with evidence, or one major and two minor criteria along with evidence to be diagnosed as rheumatic heart disease. The second vegetation is infective endocarditis, IE. Here the endocardium is colonized with microbes and embolization may occur because the vegetation seen here are large and friable, due to which emboli can occur. This is the large friable vegetation. The infective endocarditis is of two types: acute infective endocarditis and subacute infective endocarditis. The acute infective endocarditis occurs in healthy heart, while the subacute infective endocarditis occurs when there are predisposing pathological conditions. So in acute endocarditis, highly virulent organisms like Staphylococcus aureus are involved, and in subacute infective endocarditis, low virulent organisms like Streptococcus viridans are involved. Acute is more severe and subacute is less severe. More severe because highly virulent organisms are involved. Subacute is less severe because low virulent organisms are involved. The onset in acute infective endocarditis is stormy high-grade fever. In subacute, there is insidious low-grade fever. The treatment in case of acute infective endocarditis is antibiotics along with surgery. Despite this, death may occur because it is more severe. Subacute infective endocarditis, as it is less severe, only antibiotics are enough for the treatment of subacute infective endocarditis. Morphological changes seen in infective endocarditis. There is friable, bulky and potentially destructive lesion. Most common valve involved is mitral valve followed by aortic valve. In IV drug abusers, right-sided valves are also involved, that is tricuspid valve and pulmonary valve. The diagnostic criteria for infective endocarditis is Duke's criteria. Here the major criteria include blood culture, positive for characteristic organism or persistently positive for unusual organisms. Second is ECG, and third is new valvular regurgitation. Next, minor criteria. Predisposing factors like cardiac abnormalities or IV drug abuse. Second is fever. Third is vascular lesions like splinter hemorrhage, which are hemorrhagic spots seen underneath the nail, and Janway's lesions, which are non-tender hemorrhagic spots on the palms and soles. Fourth is immunological phenomenon like glomerulonephritis, Osler's nodes. These are painful subcutaneous nodules in the pulps of the digits, and Roth spots, which occur due to retinal hemorrhage. Fifth is ECG and blood culture. These are the minor criteria. And for diagnosis of infective endocarditis, there should be two major criteria, or one major and three minor criteria, or 5 minor criteria. The third vegetation is non-bacterial thrombotic endocarditis, NBTE, which is also called as merantic endocarditis. Here, as it is non-bacterial, there is sterile thrombi deposition on the valves. And those are 1 to 5 millimeters in size, non-invasive, and there is no inflammatory reactions. But systemic emboli causes infarcts in heart and brain. The predisposing factors for NBTE are prothrombotic conditions. Here, as the blood becomes hypercoagulable, this can lead to early coagulation and can lead to thrombus. This is seen mainly in carcinoma of colon, carcinoma pancreas, and lung carcinomas, which release mucin, which is coagulable. This is about non-bacterial thrombotic endocarditis, NBTE. The last vegetation is Liebman-Sack endocarditis, LSE. This is the cardiac manifestation of systemic lupus erythematosus. So when heart is involved in systemic lupus erythematosus, it is called Liebman-Sack endocarditis. This is caused due to side effects of some drugs which affect the heart valves. Most common valve affected is mitral valve followed by tricuspid valve. In all the other vegetations, mitral valve followed by aortic valve is affected, but here mitral valve is followed by tricuspid valve involvement. So this involves the atrioventricular valves, both mitral or tricuspid. The vegetation seen in Liebman-Sack endocarditis are single or multiple. They are pink and sterile because there is no bacterial involvement. These give it a warty appearance. And the vegetations are seen on both the surfaces of the valve, but are more common on the undersurface of the valve. Histological finding in Liebman-Sack endocarditis, it is finely granular and there is presence of fibrinoid necrosis. So this is about Liebman-Sack endocarditis, and these are the 4 main types of vegetations of the heart. Thank you.